Hi there, I'm Kevin Tharp. Today what we're going to do is we're going to continue on the series of videos that I'm calling Google Analytics Reports for Beginners. In the last set of videos, what we've done, and in this series of videos, what we're doing is we're looking at the customer relationship cycle or the marketing or sales funnel. In both of those, what you're doing is you're looking at how an individual goes from not being aware of your brand to the point where you've reached them, start interacting with them. You go through a series of touch points where you're engaging with the individual with the goal of trying to convert them, or a conversion point. In the customer life cycle, it continues on from that to a continued relationship, but we're not going to go into details about that. What we're trying to do in this set of reports is we're trying to show how different Google Analytics reports relate to different aspects of this conversion funnel. And so what we looked at the other day, we looked at the acquisition reports and we looked at the real-time reports. What we're going to do today is we're going to start taking a look at the basics, and we're not going to go in depth with anything here, but we're going to get you started down the path of the behavior reports. So with that said, I want to start with the overview report. And what the overview report does is it will take and show you kind of everything that's going on. So here we're working with 1 month of data on the site that we're working with, and it's going to show you the typical things that you would like to see: page views, unique page views, time on page, etc. So you're able to look at that. Bounce rate is always important. Exit. Those are all good metrics to know and understand. And so we've got up here, we've got a graph of traffic, and this is over a week. And if you look at a year, we've got a normal pattern on this website of heaviest use on Monday, makes its way down through the week. This would be the typical week through the year. And so what we see in this one is that during this period, this 1 week is kind of not right, and then this one isn't quite right either. So if we start looking at it, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get insight into why these different kinds of behavior happen. So the first thing that we do is we look at this and it's like, why is this funnel so much smaller? Well, it just so happens that that Monday was the first day of spring break. So this was our spring break week. So with the university, that means that most of the students stopped interacting with the site during that time period. And so instead of being up here where you would expect it, it's dropped down. The next thing that we look at is this other week. And instead of having the normal Monday slowly decreasing, all of a sudden on Wednesday here, we have an increase in traffic. So what happened on that day that would have increased the traffic? Well, that happens to be our advisement day, the day when across campus students interact with their curriculum advisors in preparation for enrolling for the next semester. And so that accounts for that spike there. It's not a huge spike, but there's more traffic on that day than normal. So if you went and looked at the rest of the year, it's pretty normal. So these 2 weeks are anomalies. So that's one of the things that looking at this report can show you. As we move down past the graph into the table, the indexes at the bottom, we've got our site content. By default, it's looking at the page, which is the page name, the way that the file that is used for that page. Now, the next thing that you can do is make it a little bit more user-friendly. This is all well and good if you know what the directories and the files are, but a little easier thing is to look at this page title. And so what we look at is that in this case, in our system, system logins is the most used page, 360,000, almost 361,000 during that month. If we look at the website here, what that page is this logins page. That logins page brings you to all of the different systems that you can log into. And so that's the most commonly used page is this logins. The second most commonly used page is the home page, which is just where you first land when you hit the UW Stout site. Then we see this third one, and this has got a lot of traffic too. Learn at UW Stout D2L News, and what that is that is the page that we use as access as an access point for our content management system. So to get to that page, there's a couple ways. I can go there, learn at UW Stout. This is what that page is looking for. That's also accessible from the logins page, where you choose learn at UW Stout. That brings you to the same page. And so when we're looking at this, what we're looking at is we've got the system logins that has all the logins for the systems that people will have to log into. We've got the home page, which is our brand, our most outwardly looking page. Then we've got this Learn at UW Stout, which is, I would argue, probably the most heavily used resource in our system, because this is where all the classwork takes place. It's our classroom management system. And then we've got site search results, and then it really falls off after that. So what we've got here is the first 4 pages handled the vast majority of the traffic on this site. And so what I want to do is I want to go to this next thing, and let's dig into this. In this video, we'll take a look at this and we'll see what we can learn from it, because ultimately what you're trying to do with any of these reports is to try and gain insight into something that's going on. So in my next video, I'm going to move into the behavior flow report that's in here, part of behavior. We're going to look at the behavior flow and see what that does for us.